South Africa sends more troops to Congo to battle M23 after losing about 13 soldiers in 2 days. The South African National Defence Force, SANDF, is reportedly sending reinforcements to support their troops in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. The SAND forces are currently stationed in Goma, where they are facing challenging conditions, including lack of access to basic necessities like water and electricity. The deployment of reinforcements is a strategic move to bolster the SANDF's presence in the region, amidst concerns of potential conflict escalation.
What I want to know, Minister, exactly tell the nation, what is it that our soldiers are protecting there? What is it that our soldiers are protecting? Because now you tell us about the peacekeeping mission and you find soldiers engaging with the enemy. Really, it doesn't give any sense. It doesn't give any sense. When we are peacekeeping, what are real things that you are supposed to do in keeping peace? Are you waiting for war to start and try to engage the enemy as the soldiers? Here we're talking about soldiers of this country who are dying, protecting things. Tell us, tell the nation, tell the world, what is it that it's protected from that DRC at the expense of the poor masses of this country, whereby are being sacrificed to criminals? No one is protecting South Africans. And you always claim that you don't have the budget. You cry about the budget cutting, but you do have money. You do have resources to go and protect and defend other countries instead of peacekeeping. This is not a peacekeeping. Can we think about the lives of these people?
You can read
really, it's okay. Thank you, Chair. That's my take.
Thank
and
you.
It's worrisome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chairperson. Chairperson, maybe let me start with a controversial question and then work my way up, and the Minister and General and Major General will decide what to answer. There are allegations that family members of President Ramaphosa have significant interests in mining in the eastern DRC. Can this be confirmed? And how is this impacting government's decision to deploy troops to the DRC?
Many South Africans are asking the question, what are the South African troops doing in the DRC? And the answer is, South African troops are protecting South African mining companies in the DRC. Yes, they are protecting white-owned South African mining companies that are looting the DRC. And South Africa sending its troops, reinforcing the troops in the DRC will just make it worse because they're simply picking a side and fighting along with it. The efforts to bring the DRC and Rwanda to the table to discuss a ceasefire are very, very important. This is what is supposed to be encouraged. Bringing the DRC and Rwanda together to sit down and iron out their differences. In fact, bringing the DRC and Rwanda together is just firefighting to end the fighting that is taking place right now. But it won't end the hostilities. It won't end the problem. To end the problem permanently, the invisible hand behind these two fighting must be brought to the table too. The US, France, Belgium, UK, China, Russia, all these must be present on the table to discuss a lasting, peaceful solution to end the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo conflict. Because these countries I've mentioned have got so much influence on both sides. In actual fact, DRC and Rwanda are fighting over breadcrumbs. The ones that are making trillions out of this conflict are the West and the East. The Congo has made billionaires out of people from the West, out of people from the East, as they sell their smartphones and electric cars out of the coltan that they're mining out of the Congo, mined by children with their bare hands instead of being in school. This has to end. And Africans, desist from taking sides. Don't stand on any side, but stand in the between. Bring these two sides together. Because as long as we Africans continue to fight, they'll continue to exploit the Congo to enrich themselves, and Africa will continue to live in poverty. And I want to speak to you, the Gen Z of Congo. The Bantus, if we have to go back, don't belong to the Congo. The Bantus found the pygmies already in the Ituri forest in the Congo. Those are the indigenous people of the Congo. We all came from somewhere. All the Bantus that are found in Southern Africa, in Eastern Africa, Central Africa, in West Africa, we all came from Sudan area, Egypt area. That's where we all came. We are all refugees. We were running from some form of war, running away from the Arabs who were trekking downwards, pushing us out. Or we were running from the Sahara because we are predominantly farmers and herders. So we wanted greener pastures. So we were moving away as the Sahara was eating Africa. As a matter of fact, in Mali, Mauritania, and Chad, just the past 10 years, 14 to 30 million people have lost their land. They've left because the Sahara has eaten up northern parts of Mauritania, Mali, and Chad. So we have to understand each other as Africans. We have to understand that we are all one. Our countries belong to us. No one has the right to uproot us from our lands. Let's respect the borders that the colonialists put in place and understand that we are all one.
For the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, General Mponya, to come to our committee. We've asked many times, he never dignified us with his presence. It had to take 14 of our SANDF soldiers to die for him to come here. We told the Minister of Defence and Military Veterans, the SANDF is collapsing. We cannot carry out an offensive mission in the DRC. Here are my three questions. Why are you Minister? And why is the President lying to us about the nature of the operation that we have in the DRC? It is not a peacekeeping mission. It is an offensive mission, and it is defined as such by the SADC. Therefore, you knew that our soldiers were going to be shot at, and you knew that you're sending our young men into the DRC to die in the killing fields of the DRC. You did not have the ammunition, you did not have the supplies, you do not have the money to have sent them, but you sent them to die for the mineral wealth that is being looked after, the mines that are being looked after, that belongs to Cyril Ramaphosa, his family, and his friends. On all sides, we have a defense of the mineral wealth rather than for the people of the DRC. That is my first question. My second question, Minister, and the Chief of the South African National Defence Force. When are you going to bring our soldiers back? Are you bringing them back now? And explain to us how you are going to bring them back. And my third question, why do you disrespect us? And why do you disrespect the South African nation with this pitiful little report that contains hardly any information that doesn't address the issues that needed to be addressed here this afternoon. Stop disrespecting us. And lastly, when are you, Minister? No, I'm just pointing to the Minister. Okay, let me leave my hands down. When are you, Minister? You get threatened easily, Minister. When are you, Minister? And when are you, Chief of the South African National Defence Force, resigning? You should resign today. And when are the rest of your generals who were playing golf at Copperleaf while our soldiers were dying? When are they going to resign? Those are my questions. I expect answers.
There is a
Thank
point
you.
of order. There is a point of order. Point of order, yes.
What is the point?
Chair,
One earns respect.
cannot
One doesn't
allow a
demand
member
respect, Minister. Your
Honorable,
behavior doesn't
pointing someone.
earn respect.
No. Chair, don't allow this.
honorable members,
Because we're able to point others also.
we